pesky whimper hollers out to me. I'm praying for the conversion of your soul. Turn away from the sin of aiding abortion. Don't help these mothers murder their babies. A patient gets out of her car. She's been parked there for a while. I remember waving her into the parking lot when she first arrived, moving her along so she wouldn't stop at the gate for the protesters. The tags on her car are from Mississippi. It's early, so she either stayed at one of the hotels around the corner or else she drove all night to Illinois. He turns his attention from me to her. Ma'am, please don't go in there. Please don't kill your baby. Just come talk to me. I'll adopt your baby for you. Babies are murdered here. I go to her quickly and I bring her to the clinic's entrance. I say some Midwestern-approved pleasantries, and I welcome her, but she stays silent. Her mask is already over her face. They're required in the clinic, so if she smiles back at me, I cannot tell. After she's safely inside, I return to my post under a mesquite tree, red-winged blackbirds overhead, TGI Fridays across the street, and continue standing in the Pavement Kingdom of Planned Parenthood. I'd like you to call me Kayron, the boat woman who will take you across the river Styx of the abortion clinic's property line, past the fury and harassment of the protesters who line the gate. Do you see their massive check-in here sign? Yeah, that's fake. And their fancy vests and clipboards? All fake too. They'd love nothing more than to stop you from entering the parking lot and shame you into changing your mind about your choices. Oh. Hold on, I have to do my job while I talk to you. Hi there! If you have an appointment, you can go ahead and pull into the parking lot. These folks are protesters. They are not with Planned Parenthood. That's right, they're protesters. I know it's confusing. The check-in here sign, the vests, the clipboards, yeah, they're anti-abortion protesters. Go ahead and pull into the parking lot. The entrance is right over there. I volunteer as a clinic escort at an abortion clinic because I hate it when people block traffic. I hate crowded protests, and phone banking makes me want to throw myself off a cliff. We're not supposed to talk to the protesters at all. We have a strict non-engagement policy here at the abortion clinic. It's like a clinic's escort's code. Do not engage regardless of what they say. It's not always easy, but that's how we roll over here in the Pavement Kingdom. In 2+ years of escorting at Planned Parenthood, I've been yelled at, prayed at, lectured at, and sad-eyed whimpered at by all ages of protesters. They are so convinced of their righteousness that their comments typically follow the same pattern. You're on the side of hell, young lady, and I'll pray for your soul. You must have had an abortion if you're so willing to stand out here. I'll pray for your baby in heaven. We are out here trying to give people real health care for free, and you're out here trying to give people the same thing for, money. I don't want your soul to be damned to hell. Please, just come talk to me. Did you know that Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist? And doesn't it bother you that most of the women coming here today are black? We can offer women real options, not the options of killing their baby. How do you sleep at night? Those people wanted to come talk to us and you wouldn't let them. Is that what you call freedom of choice? They weren't confused by us. They wanted to talk to us. Please, come work for us. We'll pay you to stand out here and we won't stop you from talking to anyone. I pray for you every day. I'm praying for your soul. These comments only make the gap between us wider, fueled by the sting of mutual judgment. The more assertively I move cars along when they manage to get a patient's ear, the more they act as if I'm persecuting them. The men hate to be ignored the most. My theory is that women are used to being ignored, so it's no surprise to the female protesters when I ignore them. But the men, especially the white men, act as if they've never been ignored in their entire lives. I like to volunteer for the unappealing early shift so I can be alone. I think I look tough out here in my Doc Martens and my shirt like what one of the Indigo girls would wear, and my vintage fanny pack and oat milk latte. Hey, how do you know if a woman is bisexual?
How?
I'll tell you. Would you like that one? Yeah. You should write that one in my little book of jokes. You gotta keep track of the good ones. One reason why I like volunteering out here. Hi there! If you have an appointment, go ahead and pull into the parking lot. Those folks are protesters. They are not with Planned Parenthood. One reason why I like volunteering out here by myself is so I can, get up on my feet and work on my jokes, my funny bits. I realize it might seem odd working on funny bits outside of an abortion clinic, but we could all use a little lightness right now, yeah? A little lightness is what's going to help us survive. Lately, I've been working on satirical headlines. They're like news headlines, but funny. Hi there! These folks are protesters. They are not with Planned Parenthood. Come on in and park wherever you'd like. For example, grown-ass woman would like to know how to better grow her ass. And the little blurb would be something like, woman has everything except an ass to fill out her jeans. I may be a grown-ass woman, but my ass is living a lie. Do you think that's good? How about this one? Bad feminist. This woman likes to be called a sneaky little bitch. It'd go like this. To be honest, I've only ever respected women who are sneaky little bitches, says sneaky little bitch. If we're going to normalize all kinds of praise kinks, then I'd like to be called out for the conniving little monster I am. Yeah, I like that one too. I got some one-liners too. Report, Brene Brown can't make you brave enough to order a pizza over the phone. Quiz, is he your soulmate or does he just have a bed frame? Sometimes I wonder if the babies are murdered here man wonders what I'm thinking about out here. Well, this is what I'm thinking about. Just a bunch of funny bits. On the morning that Roe was overturned, I was out here in front of the clinic, just working on my funny bits. Hi there! Yeah, if you have an appointment, just, pull on into the parking lot. The entrance is right over there. The moment that Roe was overturned, like the second the notification pinged our phones, the protesters broke out into happy tears. They were just so happy. They were so happy that they cried. I've never made someone laugh so hard that they cried. Do you know how to make yourself cry? I'm not someone who shows my emotions very easily, so I had to teach myself how to cry in order to make people understand when I was actually sad. I realize that this might seem manipulative, because it is. People like to see other people cry as evidence of sadness. People get very antsy if you don't cry at appropriate moments. I promise I never use this for evil. To prove it to you, I'm going to teach you how. Okay, so you're going to close your eyes, and then you're going to open your eyes as wide as you possibly can, and you're not going to blink. Don't blink. Use all the muscles in your face to keep yourself from blinking. Bite your lip, clench your teeth, take a really awkward inhale through your nose, and hold on to that awful feeling. Until it genuinely looks like you're crying. Sometimes if you're lucky, you might get a little dribble, but obtrusive cheekbones, and the little droplet isn't easy. That's it. That's the secret. Use it well. Actually, that's kind of a good bit. The crying bit. Oh, so many good bits out there. Oh! Here's another funny bit. My best friend Lydia helped me come up with this funny bit the other day. It's a Louisa May Alcott Little Women funny bit. I realize it's very nerdy, but I'm here for it. Report. Sister pissed because everyone thinks she's a Meg and not a Joe. Best friend Lydia was like, some of us are just destined to be boring. But at least she's not dead. Like Beth. A Little Women literary bit is a tad niche, but best friend Lydia and I loved it. Anyway, I was going to tell you about... Oh. Hi there! Yeah, if you haven't... That's right, these folks are protesters. They are not with Planned Parenthood. Come on in. Best friend Lydia has great inspirational bits. The other day, she was like, I'm sorry, did the Trojan War just begin? Because Helen of Troy stands before me. Is this the face that launched 1,000 ships? It's a complimenting bit. Positive women do it all the time. If we take time to aggrandize the physical impact of our friends, then we don't have as much time to fixate on our own self-consciousness. Plus, you know, bits are everything. All of my relationships are built upon bits. You know what I mean when I say a bit, right? A bit is a micro joke. It's when someone asks, what day is it? And you say, it's day 36 on Mars. It's somewhere between a fully fledged joke and saying, I love you. So the reason why I say it approaches the sensation of saying I love you is because a bit is the result of two things, risk and recognition. Just like saying I love you. Okay, I have like a whole 7-part thesis on the philosophy of bits. Number 1, as I said, is that a bit is ultimately the product of two things, risk and recognition. Number 2, a bit gives pleasure because a risk results in a connection with another person. Number 3, a bit is a chance to be known by another person without being completely known. Number 4, a running bit is a bit that hasn't yet lost its power. Number 5, sexual harassment is not and will never be a bit because bits are built upon consent. Hi there, if you have an appointment, go ahead and pull into the parking lot. That's right, the entrance is right over there. Number 6, bits are always nearly acts of love. And number 7, which is fundamentally connected to number 6, is that a good bit can, if handled carefully, resuscitate faltering love. Best friend Lydia knows how much bits mean to me. They're like little kisses of hope in the form of humor. And for someone who doesn't connect easily with other people, there's a lightness to bits that's really important to me. I think it makes life more bearable. Best friend Lydia is a performance artist, and a pretty good one too. She's like a moment maker of the highest order, which if you think about it is what a bit graduates to when it finally becomes an adult. Around Halloween, not the date itself, but sometime close, I helped best friend Lydia with a performance, which is also sort of a party, which is where you invite people to a performance space and get them to stay and watch you by offering them premium quality snacks and alcoholic beverages. Tonight, we are holding space for her piece entitled, Say Hello to My Sticky Buns, where best friend Lydia lays on a bed of sticky buns out of their wrappers while wearing a Marilyn Monroe white swimsuit. For the text of the piece, she recites a litany of initial direct messages sent to her by men on Tinder over the last 3 years. Hey girl, you up? Can I get you anything from Trader Joe's? How do you feel about ethical non-monogamy? I'm not an expert in performance art, but I love the way that Lydia talks about this. Okay, so for this piece, I want the audience to confront the fact that they would never do anything so fucking absurd as laying on a bed of honey buns. But their mind can't get around the consideration that laying on a bed of honey buns isn't all that repulsive. It's sweet and plushy and smells good. It's the glaze that gets them. The residue of sweetness. All of these messages, the one that I recite, make up this residue. The residue of relationships or the moments of sweetness that could have been if the timing had just been right. Yeah, they're like ghosts, sweet, sticky phantasms dripping in their own ectoplasm. Yeah. Tonight, I'm in charge of snacks. I like being in charge of snacks because it gives me an excuse not to talk to people. I can refill a bowl of chips, or mix up a fresh batch of onion dip, or secretly judge the guy who's going a bit too wild with the feta cheese crumbles. I can use snacks as an excuse not to connect with people. And because people love snacks, they will accept me as a necessary presence who is so concerned with being a good snack master I can't possibly be expected to chat. There's a dark side of being a snack master. The dark side is when you're in constant proximity to the snacks, you often choose one snack as your lodestar, returning to it with the same relentless excess as feta cheese man. Tonight, that snack is buffalo chicken dip, perhaps the most delicious of all the standard party dips. And versatile too. You can consume buffalo chicken dip with tortilla chips, or pita, or celery sticks, or a spoon! A truly versatile dip. This evening, I have been discreet about my constant trips to the buffalo chicken dip when I suddenly notice my fidelity is not alone in this particular dip. This evening, and later, as I made my way back to the dip with a handful of plastic spoons, because although I am shameless, I believe in being sanitary. I noticed that the dip, as I have last left it, has been significantly depleted. Someone else is faithful to this dip. Hi there! If you have an appointment, you can go ahead and pull into the parking lot. That's right, those folks are protesters. Just come on in. We recognize each other immediately, the dip man and myself. He speaks first. It's a good dip. I know, I'm in charge of snacks. You're the snack master? I am the snack master. Then it is my duty to inform you that this bag of chips is expired. He hands me the bag of chips that I've been eating out of all evening, and I ask, wait, what day is it? It's day 36 on Mars. It's the beginning of a bit! I have exactly a fourth of a second to decide if I'm going to commit to the bit, and I always commit to the bit. You're so right, I say. I think I might have double parked the Rover. I'm hoping that the parking police will be sympathetic to science. Do you want to go check out the new solar panels? Oh, Terry would not shut up about those solar panels the other day. I hate Terry. Me too. Of all the scientists that we can be stuck in fucking space with, we got stuck with fucking Terry. He's an abomination to science. And so we walk out on the terrace carrying the delicious buffalo chicken dip with us. Remember my point number 1 about bits? A good bit is the product of risk and recognition. The dip guy took risk. 2, a bait gives pleasure because risk is rewarded with a connection with someone. Dip Guy and I connected over a bit, even though we know nothing about each other save for our appreciation and enthusiasm over a truly excellent party tip. Out on the terrace, we putter around with the Mars bit for a while until we both realize we have to be adults and have a conversation built in reality. He tells me about himself. I tell him basically nothing, because why would I choose to share anything about myself with a complete stranger? He has a job I immediately forget. And then he starts to talk about Christmas. Christmas is the one time of year when people want to be happy. They don't want to not be happy around Christmas. And unless I think he lives in some capitalistic, consumer-driven, Christianized Western bubble, he continues with this. Of course, I'm only referring to those who have a cultural connection to Christmas, even if that connection is built on greeting cards and Hallmark movies. It's a small sample in terms of the whole planet, but still worth considering, I think. He goes on to tell me that he spends a fifth of his yearly income throwing a massive party each year, because celebrating Christmas is just that meaningful to him. His friends call him the mayor of Christmas. As mayor, I exist to promote the responsible celebration of the Christmas season. A party is like a gift that helps cultivate enthusiasm. Enthusiasm doesn't just have to happen, it has to be cultivated. Did you know that the meaning of the word enthusiasm means to feel possessed by a god? So in ancient Greece, if you were to suddenly fall in love, it meant that a god had just possessed you, just rushed through you like an electric godly jolt. And there was nothing you could do about it because it was the fault of the god who possessed you. But cultivating enthusiasm means to make yourself ready to be possessed by the gods. A party is like that, I think. Making yourself ready for the gods. What he says makes sense to me. And so I invite him back to my place. Time passes, and when I say time passes, I mean a few days pass, and we are definitely doing that thing that two people who are really into each other do, which is to love cave. The love cave is a beautiful, smelly, time-distorting bunker that one enters when their immediate comfortability with someone is so tremendous that they literally do not leave each other for days. Hi there! If you haven't, yeah, that's right, these folks are they're protesters. Come on in. After days and nights of holding on to each other, the mayor and I finally elect to become a little more vulnerable with each other. We start to talk. That's right. We've now entered the talking phase of the love cave. We elect to talk about touch. This is what I say to him. When I was little, I saw this play where a little boy's blanket came to life and danced a vaudeville number. The dancer that played the blanket had to keep her arms and legs spread wide like a cotton starfish in order to maintain the illusion of a square-cut blanket. And she danced like a sail. Sometimes she would bunch herself up and then explode to her 4 points. And she had a little top hat fastened to her neck with a piece of elastic string. For the finale of the song, she'd be joined on stage by a troupe of dancing blankets, all in matching top hats. And they would do a sort of can-can, but they're blankets, so they couldn't kick very high. It was still sweet. I wish I was a blanket. I'm more of a scaly dinosaur. I wish people would look at me and see some sort of humanoid blanket that was really good at dancing. They would think I was really good at giving hugs. They would want me to invest envelop them, to wrap them up in whatever soft energy I gave as a dancing blanket. But I'm a dinosaur. I know I'm a dinosaur. Scaly and rough and cold and still. He listens. He strokes my arm. He goes to get a Gatorade and a Pop-Tart, and when he comes back, he says this. I'm like really comfortable being naked. You know, I'm not bothered by nakedness like at all. Being naked isn't synonymous with vulnerability for me, so naked dreams, like, not a problem. I'm really glad you like me enough to love cave with me. Please don't think I'm an asshole. Everyone already thinks I'm an asshole. But yeah, I'm like really, really good at being naked and being comfortable naked. Do you know how people say that there's real truth to mind-body connectivity? Do you think my comfortability with being naked means something? Maybe it means I'm an open soul. Don't worry, I'm not like an open, naked soul at the Christmas party. Strictly mirror duties there. But, you know, I've got so much love to give. Not just to women I find attractive, but to everyone. How does someone communicate openness through touch to someone like you? How does anyone communicate grace through touch? You're not a dinosaur. Did you know that you can filter potential matches on a dating app through height? Did you know that some women have this rule where they won't date you if they're taller than you in high heels? Did you know that in order to be a sperm donor, you have to be usually at least 5'9". I'm 5'2". In order to medically give life, I have to be 7 inches taller. I'm not saying that for you to pity me. Please don't pity me. I'm just giving you context. Context about me. You're not a dinosaur. You're good. You're good, says the mayor. I don't know why he says this, but it does make me feel better. You know who makes me feel really good, I say? Who? Mandy Moore! Hi there! Yep, these folks are protesters. Just go ahead and pull into the parking lot. The entrance is, yep, right over there. Oh my God! I had the biggest crush on Mandy Moore when I was in high school. Do you remember her in a Walk to Remember? Listen, we all knew that she was America's sweetheart way before she did soapy stuff like This Is Us. Am I right? When I was in high school, I wanted to be Mandy Moore because I thought she was so amazing. And then I got to college and figured out I was bi and realized I didn't want to be Mandy Moore. I wanted to be under Mandy Moore. It felt good to make the Merry Christmas laugh. An obstacle appeared when I counted 28 days on Mars, and then 32 days, and then 39 days. And after a small bodily experiment, I counted 3 minutes on Mars. Save for an excess of love caving, the mayor and I barely knew one another. I was not in a place to take care of Christmas baby, and I had taken enough women's studies classes in college to know I should probably refer to it as Christmas fetus. First, I called best friend Lydia, who came over immediately. I'm pregnant. She took a deep breath. Well, it could be cancer. It was the most comforting thing anyone had ever said to me. Do you know who the sperm daddy is? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She accepted this. I'm a clinic escort after all. I come to Planned Parenthood literally every week. I think about the issue of reproductive rights almost every day of my life. I'm confronted with an unintended pregnancy, my first thought is, what the fuck do I do? What do I do? Hi there! Yeah, these folks are protesters. Just come on into the parking lot, park wherever you'd like. The entrance is right over there. It's been 39 days since the start of my last period. I'm 5 weeks pregnant, hardly pregnant at all. So I get myself together and I do all the things. I don't want to be pregnant and I don't have to explain myself. Nope, I don't want to be pregnant anymore, and in order to not be pregnant anymore, I have to do the things. One day after my clinic escort shift, I go in for an appointment to get the pills for a medication abortion. Medication abortion, or abortion by pill, is typically safer than like Tylenol, but most people don't understand how it works. If you get it from a clinic, they give you the first pill while you're there, and then you take the second pill at home. It's actually fairly simple. First, you take something called mifepristone, which blocks progesterone. Progesterone is essentially the pregnancy hormone, and when it's blocked, it stops the pregnancy from developing. But then you have to take something called misoprostol. This causes cramping and bleeding to empty out the uterus. Mifepristone plus misoprostol equals the abortion pill. People in the repro world love to call them Miffy and Miso. At my appointment, I pulled this big diva move because I happen to know how Miffy and Miso work. And so I asked the doctor, hey, would it be okay if I waited to take the first pill until Monday? I just got a big Christmas party coming up this weekend. It's perfectly normal to have feelings about ending a pregnancy, she says, very kindly. Yeah, doc, heard? Absolutely. Actually, I'm just concerned about feeling like shit for a big Christmas shindig this weekend, that's all. Dope, says the doctor. Yep, you can take the first pill when you're ready at home. Just remember to take the second pill within the following 48 hours. We'll call you at the end of next week for a follow-up. I go home with magic beans in my fanny pack. Now, you want to know about abortion, right? You've been listening to me talk for so long, you probably thought I'd never tell you how I felt. Well, I'll tell you this. Honestly, I'm afraid that's all you want to know about in a story like this one where abortion hovers in the atmosphere and now in the conflict. This is what I'll tell you. In the 80s, there was a rather conservative rabbi named Rabbi Feldman who said this: the fetus is unknown, future potential, part of the secrets of God. The mother is known, present, alive, and asking for compassion. I love these words. Unknown future potential, part of the secrets of God. The pregnant body is the only soul privy to this grand secret of potential future. And only they can tell that secret soul to go back to its source, to choose another divine moment. Maybe all moments are divine. To redirect is not to reject, and to welcome the secret is not a superior choice. I know I don't know you all that well, but yeah, I think that's what I'd like to say. I deck myself out. I arrive at the Christmas party. Is it satisfying to you that the story starts with Halloween and ends with Christmas? Is that cool? Yeah, well, regardless of how you feel, I look amazing. I look like I'm entering a high school gym at a prom at a Taylor Swift feel a sudden drop inside of me, a dull cramp, the sudden loss of all joy and lightness that I later learn is indicative of a progesterone drop, even though I haven't yet taken the first pill. And I feel wet. So wet. Oh no. Oh no. I leave him and I run to the bathroom. And the first thing I think of when I get into the ladies' room is, oh my God, I cannot believe we live in a world where there aren't free menstrual products in every bathroom. Where the fuck am I supposed to put a maxi pad in my adorable holiday clutch? Once I get on the toilet and I see how much blood there is, so many clots. No. Hi there. Yeah, if you have an appointment, just go ahead and pull on in. Yeah, park wherever you'd like. It doesn't take me long to realize I'm going to need a lot more than a maxi pad to deal with this. What is this? This miscarriage? Is it still a miscarriage when I have abortion pills on my nightstand? Pills ready to be taken at the end of the weekend? Does intention make a difference? Sitting on the toilet of the mayor of Christmas's party, I'm not so sure. I sit there for a while. What else am I supposed to do? Best friend Lydia comes to check on me, but I still don't come out. I bleed for a while. It's not too bad. It's just like one rough, unrelenting period. Does it make me feel differently to call it a period? In order to leave, I take a bunch of toilet paper and I put it in my underwear and I try to sneak out. On my way out, the mayor of Christmas stops me and the hormones pumping through my veins take me to a terrifying space of flight. When he says gently, "Are you okay? Or did I do anything wrong? Or why was I ignoring him all night?" I turn on him with genuine cruelty. "Hi there, you have an appointment, yeah, that's right, come on in, that's right, yep, park wherever you'd like, the entrance is right over there." Something inside of me tells me that the only way I'm going to get this man to go away is to level the most awful personalized attack I can muster. Only with genuine cruelty will I get the kind of space I need. A severed, empty, no return address kind of cruelty. "I'm sorry, it's because you're short." I realized it tonight when we said hello and you're a lot shorter than me and it's weird, okay? The mayor freezes, hurt, but stolid with the kind of dignity that comes from years and years and years of women telling him the exact same thing. And then I leave. And that's that. I'm out in the Pavement Kingdom again a few days later, watching the birds, when a protester yells at me. Ma'am, please stop calling us protesters. We are not protesters. We are employed by a non-profit that specializes in services as a substitution for the tragedy of abortion. I just want you to know that I'm praying for you. I pray for you every day. Ma'am, if you're out here every week helping people that there's nothing I could do to make you change your mind, you bitch! And then she spits on the ground at my feet. A truly un-Christian thing to do. She realizes immediately that she's gone too far, so she puts her hand to her mouth to hide, wiping away the spittle from her chin. She backs off. She's quiet now. I'm quiet too. We look at each other, realizing that we've both crossed a pretty awkward line, and then we go back to standing. It's almost Christmas Eve, and I'm out here again, thinking about my hardened heart. And then my mind goes to the mayor of Christmas. How do I prove to him that my heart isn't hardened? Will he ever forgive me? Remember that last thing I said about this? Hi there! Yep, if you have an appointment, just go ahead and pull into the parking lot. That's right, park wherever you'd like. The entrance is right over there. Yep, we're gonna need a funny bit. Flash forward. Go with it. It's nighttime. In fact, we flash forward to exactly Christmas Eve. I'm at the Mayor of Christmas's front door. I knock. I start doing a bit like from that Christmas movie that everyone loves to hate. I hold up some signs. It's all very cute. And then I start to play a song I wrote that's very much to the tune of Mandy Moore's 1999 smash hit Candy. If you don't know this bit, then you really gotta get with it, my friends. Say it's carolers. Hey, Mandy Moore and I have missed you on Mars. So Mandy and I wrote you a very special song. Merry Christmas, Mr. Mayor. Give it to me. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so addicted to the data that you bring to me. So scientific, you'll find it's got a hold on me. Computers in withdrawal every time you take it away. I'll write a grand proposal just so you can come my play. Baby, 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 won't you come and see me? Here I'm playing more. Like a science in my heart. I'm ready for you to do science with me on Mars. Second verse! I was such a biatch when I saw you at the party. I was going through it. I hope that you can please forgive me. I would like to date you in a semi-serious way. So here I come and calling, begging for a ride in a sleigh. It's all going great! Until I realized that the Mayor of Christmas isn't long. I see a woman at the end of the hallway. She's wearing a Christmas sweater and no pants. But I've committed to the bit. I keep trying to do the song until I realize, even when I realize that the woman is his best friend Lydia. I try to finish it. It's all really sad now. Now I think would be a good time to cry, but I don't. Because if you have to think about it being a good time to cry, then it can't be real. And someone who wants to be a comedy writer, my timing really sucks. I wait too long. I miss my window. I can't seem to get on track. We have internal clocks for existing, for sleeping and waking, but not for relating. I've had so much trouble getting in sync with the rest of humanity. My clock is fucking broken. I would love to have some sort of circadian rhythm for human relationships. A physiological cue to tell me when to say I love you, or I need you, or there's something I need to tell you. You can control time with a funny bit because you're waiting for the opportunity to surprise someone. That's all timing is, anyway. You can't control the timing of someone's feelings for you. You especially can't control when those feelings disappear. Hi there! Yeah, if you have an appointment, just go ahead and pull into the parking lot. Those folks are protesters, they're not with Planned Parenthood. Park wherever you'd like, come on in. So, here I am, still in the Pavement Kingdom. When the bit died around Boxing Day, a patient walked up to me in the parking lot. A patient! They almost never talk to me. I say to them, hi, hey, those folks are just protesters, just ignore them. You can go ahead inside. We stand there awkwardly for a moment, and then they say this.
Hi. Thank you for being out here. This is a crazy story, but I actually went to one of their clinics. That's not a real clinic. Before I got my appointment here, and they were, oh my God, they were awful. They wouldn't listen to anything I said about what I wanted, and it took me a full 20 minutes to realize it wasn't even a real abortion clinic. I mean, who just does that? Who just lies like that? So, like, thanks for being out here and for getting us in.
They start to go into the clinic's entrance, but then they stop and say this.
I mean, shit, it's like, where do these people come from? It's like they're from Mars or something.
Sometimes you don't do the bit, you know? Sometimes the bit is just a private one, just for you.